Fall is upon us, so it's time for me to prepare my home. One of the ways to give your home the feeling of fall is by creating a wreath by using it as a centerpiece or hanging it on your entrance door. If this piques your interest, please stay tuned and I will show you how I created mine. So where do you start? Well, start by gathering your materials from around your home. Or if you don't have any materials in your home, your yard is a great source for materials for your wreath. There's plenty of autumn colors out there. There's your leaves and your acorns. There's some nice flowers out there and the nice red, orange, and yellow colors. In my case, I will be going artificial instead of natural, and I also go toward the natural colors as your whites and your beiges instead of your red, yellows, and orange fall colors. I have a 24-inch wreath here. It's grapevine. There's different forms of wreaths that you can get in your craft store. There are wire wreaths, and then there are the foam wreaths in different prices and sizes. When you choose your material, remember to make it interesting in different textures and colors. For instance, I have this beautiful garland piece here that's in different colors. Here, your greens, beige, and yellows. The nice texture in this burlap ribbon that I will be using. Also, there's an interesting material is this leaf here that's also in burlap. The flowers that I would be using, they go toward the natural colors also. We have the natural and the white. We also have a nice signature piece here, which is a pumpkin that's also in a natural color. The signature pieces can be about anything that would bring interest to your wreath. It can be feathers. It's a natural, beautiful choice if you like to use feathers. Artificial fruit and vegetables, ornaments, even jewelry. Another great item that you can use is your initial for your family surname, a nice large initial in the middle of your wreath. So anything is possible when you're creating your wreath. Is endless when it comes to materials. Just have fun designing it. If you don't have these items around your home and you just don't feel like going out in your yard and getting in the dirt, digging up your materials, Michael's and your other craft stores have great materials for your wreath in different fall colors. For instance, this little bunch of flowers here that I purchased from Michael's, they were, I think, $14.99, but use your 40% coupon. And it's a nice assortment of material here. You have your branches and you have some nice fuzzy pussy willows here and stems. So this is a great source if you don't want to go out in your yard and get natural materials, or you just don't have these things around in your home. Now we get ready to prep our little area here so we can put together our wreath. Right here in the center I have the wreath so it'll be easily accessible to me. Over here I have all of my materials lined up by sequence of use, and I'll start from the bottom and work my way up to the top. And one of the things that I've done to prep my materials is once I cut them off the bunch, there's a little short stem. For instance, this leaf, there's a little short stem that I can't work with. So what I've done is I purchased these picks from the craft store, and they come in a bunch of 100 or so in a small little pack. And what you do, you take the pick and you put the stem against the pick, and this little wire here at the end of the pick, you wind it around the stem and the pick together tightly so it can form a nice long sturdy pick with the leaf on it that you can insert in the wreath easily. Now what I laid the garland on top of the wreath and spread out the garland so the garland is nice and fluffed and look lively. And then I'm going to attach the garland to the wreath using these floral wire that I pre-cut, and they come into a spool like this, and they come in different colors. I cut them to a pre-size like so, and then take the wire and slip it under one of the branches of the grapevine here, and I attach it to the wreath, and then I cut the excess bend the wire backwards so you can't see it or it won't stick you once you're working on it. I don't glue my items onto my wreath because I like to use my wreath over and over again. So I use these floral wire that I pre-cut. Now I'm going to attach the bow to the side of the wreath here at top. Then I'll fluff out the bows so it'll be nice and fluffed out. Now it's really easy to make a bow. If you're interested in how I make my bows, just let me know and I'll do a quick video on how to make bows. But it's pretty simple. You just basically make a lot of loops and then you find the center of your loops and you tie it together with a wire of some sort and then bind the wire in the back and tighten it up and you form a nice little bow with your tails. Okay, I think this is it. And there you are, a nice bow. Now that we have our bow nice and ready, we're going to add some picks. So what I'm going to do is take a couple of cuts of artificial flower, and then I'm going to take some of my pick leaves and I'm going to add it on top of the flower, and then take some wire and wire that together to form a bunch. We're going to insert that bunch into the side of the bow. Now that I attach the flower pick, I'm going to attach the bottom part of it to secure it a little bit more to the wreath. And then cut off the excess. Now you don't want to cut your wire too short in this instance when you're dealing with the flowers, because then you won't be able to find the wire when you get ready to take things off of the wreath. So it's great to leave a little bit longer on the wire when you have it hidden in flowers because it's hard to find. Now on the other side, I am going to take some leaves. Now I have an idea of how I want this to go, but the fun of it when you're creating your wreath is just to go with it. And of course your ideas changes. So I'm going to turn this around a little bit so you can see. I am going to add some of these leaves and we're going to tuck it under this side of the bow. Okay, now I'm going to add a bunch of these pussy willows, and I'm going to added a pick to the end of it. So I'm going to cut off the stems so we have a nice little bunch like so, and I'm going to add it in the section here so we have a nice texture. Now I want to bring out a little bit of the brown and all of that beige. So I have some branches. These branches here. And I'm going to, they kind of curl at the end. So I'm going to add that on that side also. Okay, one thing you need to do when you're doing your wreath, make sure that it's balanced. Okay, now for instance, I have flowers on this side and some stems and leaves. And on the other side, I will do the same thing. I have some leaves and some more of the stems with the branches and the pussy willows. So what I'm going to do, and to balance this side out, is to add my signature piece, which is the pumpkin. Now that we've secured our pumpkin to balance out the other side of the wreath, we're going to continue with the rest of the leaves to go down this side so it will be finished. So we'll start, we have the big leaves up at the top, so we will gradually use the smaller leaves so it look like it's flowing out of the bow until it stops right here at the end. There, so now you see that it starts bunched up here on this side. As you can see, it bunched up on this side, and then it gradually flows down on to the last leaf, and then the wreath is finished. Here's the finished wreath. I think it turned out nicely. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. And until the next time, I hope I gave you a lot of tips on how to do your own fall wreath. So I'll see you on the next video. Smooches!